I'll give you one guess as to the genre of anime that he typically partakes in.
Would you like another lick of my flavor bug?
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we are jumping into r/NeckbeardStories, r/Tales of Neckbeards, something like that. It's actually my personal subreddit, r/ReddX reads, but these are beard stories of the highest caliber. Do not be fooled. Today we've got StrawberryBelle and Firedrake back. StrawberryBelle bringing us them Cosplay Chronicles. Firedrake bringing us the Taxonomy of Neckbeards part number 4. I'm super amped to continue both of these sagas, so without any further delay, let's go ahead and just jump right on into this thing. A Taxonomy of Neckbeards, Defining the Species, Volume 4, by Firedrake. Salutations, fearless anthropologists and general neckbeard enthusiasts. Thanks to your tireless efforts and countless submissions, we once again have compiled the plethora of data into a new chapter of our study, which has been lovingly colloquialized as the Beardonomicon. Unholy magics indeed. A term reminiscent of the early days of cryptozoology. If you have yet to avail yourselves of the first 3 installments of our growing phenology, see volumes 1 through 3 of this study. It is highly recommended that you begin your journey into the fascinating world of the Beardicus subspecies there, as it contains pertinent references and information which will greatly assist you with the rest of this study. You can go ahead and check the description for those links. I generally do put it as the first story of those videos, so should be easy enough to locate. Thank you to our wonderful narrator and benefactor ReddX, for his unyielding support in the reading of these definitions and defining these subspecies. Once again, I apologize for any grammatical, formatting, or spelling errors, as typing is only now beginning to return to me due to some prior injuries. We try to keep all of our researchers happy and healthy here at ReddX Industries, but mistakes do happen. Anyways, before we begin, as was stated in the beginning of this study, see Volume 1 of this series, such classifications are pertinent to an extremely minute subset of the Homo species, and that if a member of the Homo beardicus subspecies belongs to another societal class, or is interested in a genre that others also take interest in, it in no way indicates that all members of said classes or genres are also neckbeards. Simply put, all lions are cats, but not all cats are lions. All neckbeards play RPG, but not all people who play RPG are neckbeards. You see what he's getting at? Quite well put. Additionally, without inherent senses of superiority and entitlement, a human cannot be classified as a neckbeard or legbeard. Any sense of self-awareness or willingness to improve oneself automatically absolves one of such a classification. It behooves us all to be mindful that this classification is one of behavior, and therefore it can be changed as behaviors change. Also, many of our neckbeard enthusiasts have asked for a pronunciation clarification added to the definition. Oh, hallelujah. That's gonna help me out a lot. So we have included them in the definitions below, and now, with no further ado, on to the definitions. Beardicus rainovestibus. Of all the Beardicus subspecies that we've recorded to date, none can compare to the hyper-specialized abilities of the rare and elusive Beardicus rainovestibus, or furry beard. It must be stated that, to even the most seasoned of neckbeard anthropologists, these beards have found an environment in which their unique traits have been honed to incredible degrees, making the location of such specimens in the wild exceedingly difficult. However, we have received new and astounding accounts of the subtype, which has helped us to better understand the behavioral peculiarities that mark rainovestibus: unparalleled concealment and unmatched malodor. We will be addressing each of these qualities respectively. Firstly, rainovestibus have managed to camouflage themselves in the adornments unique to the furry community, most notably with the fursuit. When covered by these trappings, Rhenovestibus becomes completely indistinguishable from other furries at a glance. Similar to the camouflaging tactics used by hunting creatures throughout recorded history, this obscurement creates the ideal situation for this subspecies to stalk their prey. By nature, these accoutrements lend themselves to creating a notable aroma, as they can be quite hot and stifling, a difficulty which many members of the furry community have been able to address with clever adaptations such as venting mechanisms, cooling fans, ice packs, odor removal tubes, air fresheners, and other inventive methods. Odor removal tubes, dude? I dare you to just go take a deep breath out of one of those. Oh god, that's horrible! I shouldn't have said it out loud. However, as is often the case with beer decay, their poor hygiene and eating habits lend themselves to creating a perfect mixture of miasmic toxicity and gratuitous perspiration. The result? An absolutely overpowering odor that can rival even the most pungent of the Beardicus odiferae. A fellow researcher, crossing paths with the Rhenovestibus, deliriously remarked of the deadly concoction of smelling as a witch's brew of weaponized body funk. And that was all that he was able to state before completely losing consciousness. It's dangerous work, this beard research. Just be careful out there. Indeed, many beards who evolve into Rhenovestibi find their origins among the odiferae subtype. As a result, the most common way to identify a Beardicus Rhenovestibus is to see a notable distancing of others from around him, almost as if a physical barrier had been erected around the beard which other humans cannot, or perhaps refuse to, penetrate. However, this distancing will not deter Rhenovestibus in the pursuit of his target. Like many parasitic insects, such as the mosquito or the horsefly, Rhenovestibus will circle a group of unsuspecting furries and then swoop in to grope, squeeze, and fondle in an attempt to satiate their need for inappropriate contact. Inevitably, they will be expelled from the group, sometimes forcefully, only to focus their attentions to another likely candidate. Surprisingly, these traits are found in both the males and females of the subspecies, which field researchers have begun cataloging in hopes of finding more data concerning other similarities in females of other Beardicus subspecies. If one should encounter this beard in the wild, it is best to maintain a wide distance from them, and if approached, to visibly and audibly demonstrate your unwillingness to interact as clearly and forcefully as possible. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying stuff. And they're dressed in a big furry suit, so you think it's all fun and games, until somebody gets groped. You hate to see it. Beardicus misericordia. Another Beardicus subspecies which is difficult to discern is the Beardicus misericordia, or pity beard. Beards of this subtype are often mistaken for members of the Beardicus militanevius subspecies, but after examination of numerous accounts and collaborative data, there are enough notable differences to support this neckbeard being categorized as its own subtype. As stated in Volume 1 of this study, Militanevium are classified by their use of simping to ingratiate themselves to members of the Homo sapiens female, then extracting pity and guilt from them. Beardicus misericordia have no such requirements. This beard can and will accept their meals of pity, guilt, and sympathy from anyone that they can, even those of their own or other Beardicus subtypes. Such emotional cannibalism can, over time, create a relationship of mutual parasitism between beards. Emotional cannibalism. I love that. In some cases, this alters the behavior of other beard subtypes into misericordia reclassification, making this beard perhaps even more dangerous than many other subspecies. What is truly remarkable about the Beardicus misericordium are the ways in which it seems to believe that it reciprocates its emotional extractions through insincere flattery or gratitude. Oftentimes, this subtype will become dependent upon its prey for praise concerning any perceived accomplishment that it achieves, no matter how inane or ridiculous it might be. The truly amazing reaction that is elicited from this subtype is how they react when they are denied the pity and guilt that they thrive upon. A reduction in emotional nourishment can cause these beards to go into fits of passive-aggressive rage, causing them to do whatever they can to either shame their prey into submission or cause others to despise them through deception and rumor. It is best to avoid Misericordium in the wild whenever possible, for while they might not be as overtly dangerous as subspecies like the Preterocum or Gladius, extracting them from your social media and friend group can be extremely difficult. We have seen countless examples of Misericordia in varying degrees, and it seems to be one of the mechanisms that they use most often for that emotional nourishment. Oh, you don't want to date me? Well, I guess I'm just a horrible person. Which they don't actually think, they only say that hoping that the prey will flip it back around and feel bad for him and say, oh no, you're the best person ever, you know? It is a strange way to go about it, to say the least, but the world is indeed a rich tapestry. Beardicus cinepietus. Among the most zealous and euphoric of the neckbeard subspecies are the cinepietum, or atheist beards. This subspecies has applied its self-perceived superiority and towering sense of entitlement to the ideas of atheism, often to the exclusion of all else. It must be stated that this beard can also have many of the traits espoused by the Beardicus idioticus, which can make initial contact in the wild difficult in terms of correctly classifying this subtype. However, cinepietum become unmistakable once the subject of religion is brought into the conversation. Beards of this subspecies undergo a fascinating metamorphosis when confronted with topics of comparative religion, religious dogmas, and general theological debate. Like male elephants in musk, these beards become irritable, aggressive, and absolutely uncontrolled as they spout arguments and rhetoric, often completely dominating conversations and attempting to shame or insult others, especially those who adhere to a religious viewpoint. Accounts have been submitted stating that cinepietum becomes so impassioned that they may become violent, striking out at their perceived targets with fists as well as atheistic vitriol. It's currently unknown whether the cause of this euphoric state is chemical or psychological, and researchers should be cautioned when observing such beards in the field, as their very lives could be in danger should the cinepietus become too excited. Sir Sam is definitely the most euphoric neckbeard that I can think of at the moment, but there are endless memes about Beardicus cinepietum. I've also run the idea by Firedrake of dropping cine and just having it be pietum, because there are some neckbeards who are extremely religious to the point of insanity. Look at Iowa beard, for example. So there is definitely depth in this field, and it's emerging. It's a completely new science, and we will need time in order to compile it correctly. So thank you for sticking with us. As we learn more about these amazing creatures, it falls to us, the observers, the researchers, and even the lay people, to not only correctly identify Beardicae as we experience them in the wild, but also to share our stories and experiences so that future generations might be able to help with finding a cure. Through the scientific method, we hope that by shedding light on the existence of these specimens, we can be a force for good, as the potential for a Beardicus to become self-aware and change its behaviors is always possible, no matter the subspecies. And this is the most effective cure we've found up until this point: self-awareness. Thank you to all of my colleagues and fellow researchers for their help in providing their own accounts of beards in the wild. Zuka, you are awesome. Volume 5 is in process. Goodbye for now. It really is just such an honor to be on the cutting edge of beard research. I might be somewhat of a lead scientist. That is my role. I take it up proudly. But honestly, science is all about creating theories, collating the data, and that wouldn't be possible without all 7,000 of you guys. So I definitely appreciate you for sticking with ReddX Industries and helping us to compile the Beardonomicon, at least as accurately as we can at this point. New things are always emerging. That is just how science works. We will be updating the Beardonomicon as needed. Eventually, we would like to have a section for leg beards, but it'll probably be a lot thinner just because it's super hard to spot leg beards in the wild, let's be honest. If they're not a pink-haired cat girl, then you're probably not gonna know it's a leg beard until you actually get up close and get to know them. Or if you're being stalked by them. That happens too, as we have seen on at least a few occasions. So I will be digging up some more neckbeard stories. I will do my best to assist Firedrake with some classifications for those, and we'll see if we can't get started on the taxonomy of leg beards quite soon. But with all that said, let's jump into StrawberryBelle's story, wrap this video up, and we'll see how it goes. Neckbeard wanted me to be his personal lolly. Oh no. The title alone. Ugh. Hello and welcome, friends. My name is StrawberryBelle, and I'm here with another Cosplay Chronicle! Or, well, not really cosplay, but alt-fashion, at least. I'm keeping the intro short because this story is a long one. It is the biggest of my Neckbeard stories, both figuratively and literally. The cast list: StrawberryBelle, OP, our local neckbeard bait who's just trying to live her life. Can I live my life? Can I live? That's all I'm saying. Schoolbeard, the neckbeard of our tale, who made me very uncomfortable in a place that is supposed to be safe. Yeah, American school, I don't know if the label really fits. Safe? Not lately. Just disclaimer, this story gets very, very uncomfortable and creepy. I'm also once again on mobile, and I wrote this out at 3 a.m. We are prepared for the creep factor, at least I hope so. So you've been warned twice now. Let's brace ourselves and see what we got. Our story begins on Valentine's Day. Oh God, a day for beards. My junior year of high school, and in honor of said holiday, I went to school dressed in a full Sweet Lolita cord. To prevent confusion, Lolita is a Japanese street fashion that takes inspiration from the styles of Rococo and Victorian time periods. It is not lolicon, for God's sake. And it has no connection to the book and movie that share the same name. And the community surrounding this fashion fights hard against those stereotypes. With that out of the way, let the story commence. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a conservative and innocent style of dress, and people just turn it into something perverse. Oh, I don't know why. On this day, all the juniors were brought into the auditorium for an assembly about opportunities for off-campus classes. After the assembly finished, I stayed behind with a friend of mine who was interested in looking at the information booths for some of the classes. Sat at one of these booths, in all his rotund and greasy glory, was Schoolbeard. Unfortunately, this booth was the one that my friend was interested in, and I didn't want to lose track of him, so I had to tag along. Schoolbeard instantly locked onto my presence and immediately looked me up and down, sizing up the fair "Belady" who had entered his territory. Oh God. I had no interest in the class, but since I was with my friend, the teacher at the booth assumed that I was also interested and addressed both of us. I was polite with him, and as we were getting ready to move on, Schoolbeard spoke up. He licked his chapped lips as they parted, and his ear-grating voice fell out of his mouth, saying,
"You know, if you joined, you'd be the only girl in class."
That is not a selling point. Chills ran down my spine, and I declined as politely yet firmly as I could. My friend and I went back to our class, and I believed that that would be the end of it. What wistful thinking that was. I began to notice Schoolbeard appearing in places that I would frequent around school, such as specific places on my way to different classes and near my regular lunch table. Eventually, he began approaching me, stopping me on my way to class. God, you gotta nip that in the bud right now. He would try starting conversations about different video games or anime based on fandom-related shirts that he had seen me wearing. God, that's so creepy. I bet he has a little notebook, little neckbeard notebook. At one point, he asked me
if I watched hentai.
Oh, no! That's not casual conversation at all. Bro, you gotta scream at him at that point. And upon me telling him I didn't, he told me
I should,
and tried to recommend me several titles. Oh my god, so skeevy. I would normally attempt to excuse myself, saying that I had to get to class while walking around the person blocking my path, but Schoolbeard was just so large, and the hallways were so packed that I simply couldn't. He would often mention
how cute he thought I looked in my Lolita dresses,
and would say that
I should wear them more often because they made me look like a kawaii lolly maid.
Oh god. Or
a character out of the anime that he watches.
I'll give you one guess as to the genre of anime that he typically partakes in. My creepometer was already going off. But it got even worse, somehow. He was even bold enough to tell me
I should wear the same kind of dresses, but shorter. Just for him.
Oh, God. Oh. I do understand that Belle doesn't like confrontation and stuff like that, but oh man, you gotta brush this guy off. Maybe even more than brush him off. A brush isn't gonna work. You gotta slam him hard. Maybe he'll finally get the message. He would often ask me for my number, Instagram, and if I had a boyfriend. My answers were always repeatedly, no, I don't have an account, and I'm gay and have a girlfriend. His reaction to that last answer fluctuated between asking for a three-way because
girl on girl action is so hot,
or telling me that he could
treat me much better than that bitch ever could,
and that he wanted me to be
his little kitten.
I'm getting like some Of Mice and Men vibes, dude. He's gonna crush you to death. Like, oh, so pretty. Ugh. Oh, God, I hate it. Once again, I'm a very non-confrontational person, so I just took the coward's way out and began to constantly adjust my route just in order to avoid Schoolbeard. Lucky for me, spring break would begin soon, and that break extended through the rest of the school year due to the lockdown, and Schoolbeard was a senior, so I no longer have to deal with him. Jesus. Merciful, merciful COVID. I know I'll get asked why I didn't tell a teacher or other authority figure, and my reason was that I was scared. I also had no tangible proof. All altercations had been verbal and were pretty easy to deny. And thankfully, that's all. I haven't stopped wearing the fashion that I love, and luckily I haven't had any creeps at school since. Thank you for reading my tale of woe. Tale of woe, and it was also a tale of like, whoa. Oh my god. What a freak, bro. If you'd like to hang out and chat with StrawberryBelle, say it with me. You can find me on the ReddX Discord server or at twitch.tv/StrawberryBelle. I'd also like to say a quick thank you to ReddX for both reading my stories and putting up with my self-promo. Hey, even exchange as far as I'm concerned. And a big thank you to everyone who has followed my Twitch and is helping me realize my dream of being a full-time streamer. I just hit affiliate and I couldn't be happier. I know you thanked me in the server and I congratulated you there, but I want to congratulate you again in this video. That is massive. I was never able to hit affiliate. My gaming channel had like 1,800 subscribers or something, but I could never get that to translate over to Twitch. So that is absolutely huge. Congratulations again. I'll have to make a note to stop by the stream. Timetables are just awkward, you know what I mean? And with all that out of the way, I bid you good day. Make sure to drink some water, have a snack, and go touch some grass. I love that. StrawberryBelle's so wholesome, isn't she? Honestly, everybody loves Belle, and she must be protected at all costs, which is what makes the school beard situation that much worse for me to read through. Like, what is wrong with this person? I think that's stretching the definition of the word person, isn't it? God, girl on girl action is so hot. Bro, you're gonna be standing there just playing with your little button mushroom like... What do you think is gonna happen in this situation? Like anybody's gonna be interested in this tub of lard standing in the corner. Never gonna happen, bro. I mean, he's a senior in high school. I guess he's young. He hasn't had enough opportunities to try this line out and figure out exactly how horrible and cringy it is. The little kitten thing.
Oh, be my little kitten.
99% of women are going to turn and run in abject terror. Oh, that is some strong cringe, bro. I'm definitely glad you didn't let him ruin this fashion for you. And I'm also glad the school year got cut short and kind of nipped the whole situation in the bud, you know? COVID definitely made things rough, but you know, there are some upsides. I get to sit and make content. You guys get to sit and watch it. I think it's one of the reasons that the channel grew as fast as it did, is because a lot of people are just self-quarantining and need some entertainment. Luckily, the world is sort of opening back up, you know what I mean? And that means we'll have more fresh, hot neckbeard stories, but I hope while you're out and about doing your thing during the day, you don't forget about ReddX waiting for you when you come home, you know? But anyways, friends, I hope that if you did enjoy the video that you will like, comment, and or subscribe, maybe share it around if you should like. And as always, we've got them links in the description. Amazon affiliate, Wifey's channel, Mr. and Mrs. ReddX. There should be another video up soon. I'll post a pinned comment when that goes up. We got the Teespring if you're trying to rock the merch. And of course, there's my personal subreddit, r/ReddXReads. There's social media stuff down there, Facebook, Discord, Twitter. Also my patrons. Oh my gosh. Couldn't forget about the gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. You're seeing some names on the screen right now, and I would like to thank them all. But specifically, ZeroMMX, Lady Nix, Robert Waits, Pope Squid, Rebecca H, Cider Drinker, Tato Fair, The Last Shinobi, Mark 211, Michael Undead, Aaron W, Mitch, John Hero, Candy Sora, DigiNZ, Fire Drake, Little Lone Wolf, Miss Monday, Silent Revolver, JM Coon, Leon Embers, TSM Kirby, Redwind, Synaptic Boomstick, Jerry, Staples, Yeet, and Devindra. Definitely appreciate you guys helping out. Sometimes things get demonetized. Probably don't need to worry about it on this one. Maybe lolly. That word has me a little worried, but hopefully YouTube will just let it slide on by. Obviously, if anybody else can support, that is massive to me. Just absolutely huge. And I thank you so much in advance. But if you can't right now, don't sweat it, you guys. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. Because really, the views is how my beard stays so very buttered. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye.